Spirit of Texas Bank, Nissan, Slovacek Sausage, and Germania Insurance bring you this clip of the Texas Bucket List. Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. Next up on the show, we head to Abilene to visit a museum dedicated to the frontier way of life. What might surprise you, though, is just how far back that frontier goes. Considered the gateway to the West, at least when it comes to the Lone Star State, Abilene has seen its share of Wild West history. The key city can trace its traditions to the brave settlers who took a gamble on Texas.
We have a heritage here. We have an inheritance, a very rich inheritance. We don't realize just how rich our background is.
H.C. Zachary wanted to help showcase everything Abilene and its early pioneers had been through. So he helped develop Frontier Texas, a museum that takes a different approach when it comes to telling history.
We wanted a cultural, historical experience that people could come through and think that they had really gotten a taste of what the Wild West was like.
Before getting into the past 150 years, Frontier Texas pays tribute to the nomadic people that once called the plains home.
I wanted this picture to show peacefulness, permanence, stability, that they were here to stay.
Here, you'll see some incredible artifacts, including a prehistoric flint dagger and other real tools and weapons from the area.
From the spear to the bow and arrow, it took 11,000 years to develop that. Can you imagine that?
Being able to see this kind of history up close is incredible, but what makes Frontier Texas unique is the chance to hear it from those who actually lived through it.
The device we used was to actually resurrect people from the dead.
Okay, so you won't find any miracles taking place here, but you will find an interesting method of making history more amusing.
We selected 7 or 8 people that actually lived in this part of the country in the midst of the Wild West, and then used holographic or actual spectral imagery technology to reproduce those people and bring them back to life.
Welcome to the Beehive Saloon. I'm just filling in here for Dutch.
Each aspect and story is unique, telling a different perspective of what it was like back when the West was wild.
This is Britt Johnson, a pioneer that came up and he was killed by Indians here in West Texas. But you can see the spectral imagery lets him live again and talk to people about his experiences and his life and what it was like.
Freight would be the lifeblood of the frontier.
It's very believable. It's person to person. It's a person that actually lived that experience telling you about it.
But it's not just stories from beyond the grave. Frontier Texas also tells the unreal history of buffalo in the area. Hunted down to the brink of extinction, the bison were the natives' lifeline and taken out without hesitation, leaving ranges full of remains.
The story was that someone could walk from Abilene to Buffalo Gap without ever touching the ground, just stepping from one buffalo bone to another. Whether that's true, I don't know, but it gives an idea of just how thickly scattered the buffalo bones were across the prairie.
The battle between the cowboys and the Indians was so incredibly violent that even some of the relics from that time are hard to stomach.
This is one of the few places in the world, and I believe the second place in the United States, that you can actually see human scalps. These came from this part of the country. It's a realistic look at what life was like here on the frontier of Texas.
And with that battle came some big guns.
Right here, we're standing beside one of the greatest gun collections in the world, and we're really lucky to have it at Frontier, Texas. It's the Guns of the West, and it's a complete progression of both rifles and pistols.
It's a really good reminder of the heritage of everything that started here.
Blake Stone is visiting from Plano, and anytime you get a teenager interested in Texas history, you know you're doing something right.
So I wasn't expecting it to be as cool as it was. I thought it was going to be like some lame little show, but it was pretty neat.
What do you think?
It's good.
What do you think?
Good. I think it really hit me, the lady and all the family that died. And I think she had 4 or 5 husbands, that the only one that died of natural causes was the last one. The others were all murdered.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Rough place to live.
We've traveled a lot of places in the world, and we try to see a lot of the things that are around our areas, help benefit your own knowledge as well as carry on the traditions to your family.
It is a unique place, the only place in the world that you can come and see the frontier of Texas come back to life right before your eyes, and you can experience it, be a part of it, and go away saying, that was better than I ever thought it might be.